guys, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is actually a highly requested video. I actually worked on a Milani Foundation wear test video recently, and I've been sort of noticing that you guys are really enjoying foundation wear tests. I have done a Huda, I have done a Fenty, I have done a Milani, I have done a Nykaa Skin Genius, and now I'm doing a much requested Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation wear test here today. Before we go into the wear tests and through different parts of the day, I want to give you a couple of first impressions and first thoughts on the product. This product I picked up from Nykaa.com. I think it's around 300 rupees. I will insert links down below in the info box, so make sure you guys take a look at that. This is the second time I'm wearing the foundation. I also wore this foundation while filming the Nykaa Hot Pink sale. I will link that video over here in a card and also down below in the info box. In case you haven't seen that, I suggest you check that haul video out. There are a lot of affordable things that I picked up from that haul, that shopping spree that I was on. Coming to this product, and the second time I'm wearing it, I'm just going to share a couple of first thoughts. So applying this foundation is really easy because even though it doesn't come with a pump, it comes with a spatula, and using that spatula on your face to just drop some product in, which you can then go into blend, is really nice and easy. It's a great touch because, just so you know, to give you some context, creating foundation with pumps is actually a little more expensive from a manufacturing point of view. So when they have something like a spatula, you're still getting to do the same thing. It's easy to apply on your face, but at the same time you're saving money, which makes the product very, very affordable. Now this foundation blends fairly easily on like the main parts of your face, on the cheeks, on the forehead, but I do have a problem with how this foundation doesn't really go into the crevices. So the laugh lines, this area around the nose, it doesn't really go in very easily, and it doesn't hold very easily. Strangely enough, I experienced major problems around here and here where I have a lot of baby hair. I have a lot of baby hair around this area, which I think is a very common thing, but the foundation was holding on to the hair, and the same thing happened when I wore this foundation the first time also. It's not a huge problem. I mean, it's a foundation that costs 300 rupees, so it's not going to be as good as a Fenty or a Huda or any other really great Makeup Forever high-end foundation that there is in the market, but you can get over it. It just is a little bit more blending work to work with. It's not a big deal, but I'm putting it out there because I feel like I want to give you guys the pros as well as the cons, and at the end of the day, when we make that final list of pros and cons, I want you guys to know this. I was actually surprised when I saw that it's a photo focus foundation, which made me think it's a full coverage foundation, or at least medium to full coverage buildable foundation, but it's not. It's really not. In fact, I was surprised because I was like, wow, full coverage foundation, but that's not the case. It is not a full coverage foundation. In my opinion, it is a sheer to medium coverage. Maybe if you really build it up, it'll go up further, but I wouldn't recommend it because I don't particularly love the texture of the foundation. It's slightly liquidy and less creamy, which in a way would be good if probably like it just had a little more weight. Like, it's completely weightless, so I guess that's a good thing, but it also doesn't really do the job of covering your blemishes in absolutely any way. So it's sort of like, it depends on what you're looking for. For me, I love full coverage foundations, so this is something that I will have to work with. I will have to really build up. Another thing you should know is that for something like this, I would highly recommend using a beauty blender or a sponge. I did try with a beauty blender / sponge like last time on a certain part of my face. Today I was working with a brush. I was using a full coverage face brush from BOBBI BROWN today, and this is a really, really good brush, but I had to work with it a little bit more. You know, let me give you a little bit of a close-up into this brush just so you get an idea as to what it looks like. If I find it online anywhere, I'll be sure to link it down below in the info box as well. I'll look for it. Now, this is a cruelty-free product. The shade, by the way, I should have started with that. The shade I bought is a golden beige. Now, another thing I wanted to tell you about the shade also is that I could have gone one shade darker, but in a way it kind of worked out that I didn't, because I have a feeling it is going to oxidize. The first time I wore it some time back, it did oxidize a little bit, but I didn't sort of pay enough attention to that at that time. So this time I will pay more attention to see whether it's oxidizing, because when I started out, you will notice that there is a proper slight, like not proper like major, but like at least a shade or two shades lighter than me color difference when I started, but now you can't tell at all. It sets in very well. Maybe what I'm trying to say, it's not like hardcore oxidizing, but it sets in and it takes a little bit of time to set in. what I will highly recommend if you're using this foundation is to make sure you set your foundation in with any powder, any compact that you're comfortable with. I've used the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 25 medium. You guys know that this is a powder I absolutely swear by. I actually have a lot of new powders and I was kind of tempted to go in with something as high-end as a Laura Mercier or even a Fenty, but I wanted to make sure the options I was giving you guys was all like in the affordable category, because this foundation is majorly in the affordable category. I have a few other thoughts and a few other questions on this foundation, but maybe we should come to that as we check in, as we go along the way. First thoughts, okay. Let's hope it stays, let's hope it survives. I can already see some cracks showing up even despite the setting powder. I went ahead and used setting powder on my under eyes, and I went in extra around my mouth area, especially around my laugh lines and my nostril lines. I don't know what we call these. What do we call these? But I just wanted to make sure that I'm giving this foundation a completely fair chance. And so let's just go along the way and see what it looks like through the day, just to be sure whether this is Aanam approved or not Aanam approved. Let's go along the day and I'll keep checking in to give you guys updates. Wait, quickly before I forget, I'm forgetting to mention things. Sorry, I'm slightly sleep deprived. It is 9:50 a.m. right now and I wore the foundation at 9:15 a.m. So just giving you some context as we keep checking in along the day, because I'll keep telling you times for that also. Hi guys, so it's time for the first or sort of the second check-in, because I did show you in the morning what the makeup was looking like. Okay, so I'm zoomed in pretty much as I can. It's exactly 4:46 p.m. I have a little brush in my hand and I'm about to tell you why. I'm going to try and zoom in a little more. Give me a sec. Okay, so I'm super zoomed in right now, and I don't know if you can tell, but the lines around my laugh lines are, like, to me, pretty obvious. I can see it. Also, what's really bothering me, and I really hope that the camera picks up on this, I'm gonna look up and there's a little bit of creasing on both sides, especially in the inner corner here and here. I hope the camera is gonna pick that up. I have this little cute mirror that I'm gonna try and open, because I feel like if I'm looking at the mirror, I will know better to be able to describe it. So if you look here and I'm gonna look up, you see those lines. Now, I normally would have just blamed it on the concealer or my eyes watering, but my eyes have really not watered today, and I did put setting powder. I normally don't even do touch-ups while checking in and while doing these foundation wear tests, but because I'm traveling tonight, I do have to film a couple of other videos and I want to make sure that my makeup looks fine. The brush I have in my hand doesn't have any product on it. I haven't picked up any product. Here's the brush. What I'm going to do is just take it and just gently go over my inner corner. Okay, so this eye has sort of like gotten blended and just sort of gone back to being in place really easily, but this eye has not. You can see a little bit of a smidge of sorts over here. The other problem that I definitely am seeing and facing is that the laugh lines on this side are super prominent. I'm gonna keep trying to come closer to make sure you can actually see it the way I'm seeing it. So you can see the laugh lines that are getting super prominent. This side is a little bit less. This side is a lot. So with the same brush, I'm just trying to dust it off. I don't want to sound like a bummer or like I'm giving spoilers out over here, but I don't love the foundation so far. I think it seems okay for a kind of foundation I would wear to like a general day out kind of a thing, but there are lots of parts on my face where I feel like my skin is just completely peeping through no matter how much I built it up. Just to be fair to the foundation also, I did just go to the salon and get my hair toner touched up. So when you have like really ashy hair colors, the natural yellow pigment of your hair tends to bring it up more so if you've been in the sun or at the beach, and I have been out a lot, I've been traveling a lot, so I just wanted to go and get a quick toner touch-up job done, which takes about an hour. And my face did get touched a little bit around the top forehead portion and around here and here because they were washing my hair and the toner off. I'll insert some clips for that over here so you can take a look at it. But I'm still going to continue checking in. If it does a fairly okay job considering the foundation does, at the end of the day, I need to keep reminding myself that the foundation costs only 300 rupees. So if it's going to be Aanam approved or not is also going to have to do with the fact that it only costs 300 rupees and whether it's value for money. That's very important. So I'll come back and do another check-in in a bit. Okay, it's time for check-in number 2. It's about 5:13 p.m. exactly. Looking at my makeup,
I feel like it's sitting well on like the face areas, like the cheek and stuff. But honestly, even though I'm really trying to love it, I guess, not loving it. I'm just not loving it. Maybe I'm too spoiled by and used to the full coverage foundations. I keep having to remind myself that this is like ultra drugstore. But let's not close this yet. I can see the lines around my laugh lines. I feel like, you know, the forehead when I'm frowning, the lines are very easily enhanced. Let's just do a couple of more check-ins over the next few hours and then take a call. Okay, I'm gonna be back, but leaving you guys with a close look into this. Hi guys, I'm back for a check-in. It is exactly 8:55 p.m. and I'm going to make this my last check-in for this video for the day. I am looking at myself in the monitor right now and more or less my face looks okay. I'm super zoomed in. So here you see a little bit of discoloration, but I'm going to give the benefit of doubt to the fact that my hair got washed while I was at the salon. So I'm not going to discount any points from the foundation over here. I do see a lot of cracks on my laugh lines, which I'm not extremely happy about. The skin is also peeking through very easily in a lot of patches. To be very honest, I want to like the foundation because it's so affordable, and strangely so I've heard a lot of people really praising it. Unless I take the price into consideration, I would not call this foundation Aanam Approved. I feel like it is, because it's 300 rupees, it's doing a really, like within that price category, it's doing a really good job. But if my budget was around that price range, I would rather wait and hold on, probably put a little more coins into my budget and buy the L'Oreal Infallible or get the Maybelline Fit Me. The L'Oreal Infallible has a tube version, which is a cheaper version than the bottle version. I'll also try and think of more options for you to, and I'll put them in the info box down below. That will be at least a little bit upper. It may not be literally within 300, maybe around 500-600, but you'd rather save money and buy something a step above than just buy something for the sake of it. See, within 300 rupees, I think this is doing a great job because it's 300 bucks and I mean, it has stayed on my face. It hasn't gone through from the sweat. The places where the hold is great, the hold is really great. My problem is I'm comparing it probably with full coverage foundation because I really like full coverage foundations and you'd really have to build this one up, and the fact that it's moving very easily around the laugh lines is not making me particularly happy. Maybe I'll try it with a different prepping set of products at some point, or I'll try it with a different setting spray at some point. I'm not going to completely discard the foundation just to make sure maybe, you know, different product, different combinations might work better for it. But as of today, if I were to not count, like if I didn't know what the pricing was and I was just given this product and told, what do you think about it? I don't see myself reaching for this foundation a lot. In a nutshell, I see myself maybe using it on like a random day, stepping out errands. If I'm going out for a dinner or going out for an event, I don't think I will be reaching out for the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm sorry guys. I really tried to like it because I was like, I want to find you an amazing affordable option, but I can't. I just can't. I can't get myself to say it's approved by me and that it's great. It's not great. It's great for the price, but it's not a great product independently. Just putting it out there. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna tune out of this video now. This is super zoomed in. I'm gonna quickly zoom out in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna tune out now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I need to pack. I'm flying out tonight. It's a lot of chaos. My entire living room and office room look like things have fallen all over them because packing can just get really messy. I'm really excited to share things from France with you. Maybe they're already starting to be out on Instagram by now. Stay tuned for that. I love you very much. Please join the subscriber fam if you haven't already. Please be sure to hit that bell button, get notifications. I upload 5 videos a week and I would love for you to watch them. Give me love, give me feedback, give me constructive criticism. I'm open to it all and I'm here for you. I will see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.